Currently, what are your market segments? As in, what generation, what age group constitutes your the higher percentage of your market segment?
Yeah, thank you so much. So we noticed that most of the people buying our properties, example, from 2021 when we started our building project, a two-bedroom then around AIHS, we are still doing for like 23, 24, 25 million then that we're building. But within 1 year, 2 years, the price double. So we look at even the young guys in Nigeria, they can't buy the houses that we are selling. That same house that we were selling for 23 million then is around 90 million to 100 million within 3 years that we are into this business because of the material costs that we are using to build all our houses. And the vast majority of people that are buying, vast majority of our clients that are buying are in diaspora. Most of the youths here in Nigeria can't even have access to funding. So these are one of the things that I want us to address as a nation, Nigeria. It's really, really affecting us. It's really affecting us, the cost of cement, the cost of iron, the iron that we're using to build our housing. So I will plead with the federal government and the private sector all the way where we're selling our houses, all the way to Ekpe. Ekpe, normally, when you want to get a plot of land, then it will be like maybe like 2 million, 3 million. But now, a plot of land isn't coming from allocation from the government, it's around 10 million to 15 million. So, and there's no road, there's no road that leads to that place. We are still the one building our road to our estate. No, thank you.
What age group constitutes the highest number of your current subscribers? Is that what?
Thank you.
Just straight answer.
Okay.
45 to 60, straight answer.
Yeah, I would say 45 to 60.
45 to 60.
Good morning. Okay, we have different projects. The high scale one, I would say 40 to 60. Then the more price friendly ones, I would say 30 to 45.
For us, we have a variety of projects, 2 bed, 3 bed, 4 bed, 5 bed. So we have 35 to 65.
Sorry, what's the question?
The question is, what age group constitutes the largest of your current customer base?
Let's say late 30s, early 40s. Yeah, late 30s, early 40s.
All right, so what are your plans, knowing that in the next 5 years, the current Gen Zs will be the largest, will constitute the highest numbers of first-time homeowners. I'm going to guide us in terms of the areas to talk about. What do you think will be their preference, form or functionality? Heaven's Home, MD, form of functionality. What do you think will be the preference of the next generation first-time homeowners?
I strongly believe it's functionality. I mean, a lot of...
Why?
I mean, we are already seeing the Gen Zs buy property. For us, for example, in Lagos, we are seeing them buy properties a lot. And we are seeing what they need. We are addressing what they need. In fact, when I thought about this topic, I thought about so many things because the angle at which we had taken it from time is we had already started engaging the Gen Zs and mentoring them on how to buy properties prior to now. It's like we were already preparing for this moment. So what we realized is that while they are purchasing, they've been asking more for functionality. And I mean, if you check it very well in development, that's what a lot of people ask for. So yeah, thank you.
You want to go now? On the same question?
Yes, form or functionality for the next generation, I think they're going for more of functionality.
Why?
Now, Yeah, people want to work in smaller spaces. They just want the smart environment. I think since COVID, people are getting used to working remotely, working in small spaces, and for us in Abuja, Abuja is getting choked like Lagos. So people are building. We're building terraces now. We're building apartments. So we are looking in the direction of smart spaces now in comparison to what was obtainable 10, 15 years ago, where we have large compounds and large spaces like that.
All right, we're talking about smart homes. Why do you think smart homes will be better or preferable by the next generation of majority homeowners?
Okay. So over the years, we've built and sold over 300 houses. And from what we've studied and researched so far, we can tell that with the demographic of the Gen Z, as you may call them, they are more concerned about going along with what seems to be the play of the day. And now, what's the play of the day, you'd ask me? It's both the form and the function together, because it's a vis-a-vis together. They work, pari pursue each other. So for the nearest 5 years, what are we doing differently as DMA Group? Is to see how to mitigate these two things together, whereby your fund is intact and then your functionality meets up to what they want. Now, how again are we approaching this idea? Now, we're staff strength of over 60 in my company, and I'm not sure, about 95% of us are all below 40 years old. Now, they already are seeing the old strategy or the old idea of what it takes to have homes that are functional and also have good forms. So with that in mind, I can assure you that for the next 5 years, the houses that will be building or the demand that will be out there will not just be about functionality alone, but as well with the form, because of course everybody wants to move with what is very, very practical and useful to them.
Affordability versus aspiration. We want to live in this kind of environment and all of that. In terms of your designs, in terms of the product you are creating or you intend creating for the next generation of first-time homeowners.
Okay, thank you so much. So let me take it from the two parts in terms of the form and the function. From our perspective at the Brooks Africa, we are big on the form following the function. So because we believe that the next generation are going to be more enthused about their built-up environment being more like a destination. So I think that for the Gen Zs, the millennials and the likes, they are going away from the regular, which our fathers loved. So they want like their home to become like a haven, like a destination of some sort. And that brings to the second question about affordability and the likes. Now, the conversation on affordability, I always say it's very related because we all go to the same market. Nigeria still imports over 60% of what we use in the built-up environment, and the 40% that we produce, which is more like the aggregates, the iron, we see the market rates for those things. So aside you want us to keep doing bungalows, which is no longer applicable because of the rate of urbanization, aside bungalows, I don't see how the conversation of affordability would suffice if we can't beat down the prices. A common example, you start a project 18 months ago, cement was 2.9. You are still running on the project, cement is 10,000. How would that property be affordable? Iron rods was thereabouts, now like ×5. How will it be affordable? So I think the conversation on affordability, it's a lengthy conversation, except we're going to go back to the villages and we're going to be stuck with brick and mortar and just bungalows. So I don't know.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. But when I'm talking about affordability, I'm not talking about low-cost housing, all right? I'm talking about the market segment that is the market segment for the next 5 years, that is the Gen Zs, that will constitute about, as in the majority of first-time homeowners. Because currently, from the average, I think we have about, if I take average from your feedbacks, will be currently between 40 to 60 that constitute the majority of the homeowners currently, as in home buyers, majority. Not to say some Gen Zs are not buying now, but we're talking about the majority. Now, in terms of affordability, now the Gen Zs, you want a smart home, you want a loft, so you aspire to have some kind of environment, you know, but, and if the majority cannot afford that kind of environment that they aspire, so how do you balance this? Let me start with that.
Okay, so one thing, he's very right. A lot of people cannot afford what they want. And that was the major reason why I soft pedaled on building to sell. I started building for people. So building for them, you carry them through the process so they can face reality. What I can say is, it is impossible for us to bend measures. We cannot, there are some things we cannot do. Reality is reality. If you cannot afford it, you cannot afford it. If you can, you can. So what we can do is communicating reality to them, selling reality to them. A lot of people can afford it, that's the truth, but some cannot. If you can't, cut your coats according to the size that you can afford. Building for people opened my eyes to a lot. Some houses I'll build and sell for 200 million. If I build for you, you'll be spending about 250 million and I'll carry you through the process. But if I build that house and want to sell it for 200 million, you will fight me. But carrying you through the process, spending your 250 million, 350 million, you will see that reality is reality. So if you ask me, I will say they should just go for what they can afford. That's the reality.